Hey friends, how we doing? Today I'm going to show you how to save some money. Hundreds of dollars a year, if not more. If you're currently paying someone to do an oil change for you in your Cadillac CTS, well, this is the video you want to watch because I'm going to show you how to do it yourself today and save tons of labor as well as some costs associated with markup on oil and filters. So to do an oil change, you'll need a couple things. You'll need either car ramps, kind of like I have there to drive up onto, or you'll need a jack and jack stands to jack the car up, put it up on jack stands. Don't just put it on a jack, that could be dangerous. That could cause some serious issues. Make sure you do this properly. I linked some tools down in the description below that you might need to do this, and I do want to point out one thing on this car. The oil filter is actually on the top of the engine. It's actually right there. It's a cartridge style filter, so we'll pull that cover off. The new filter comes with a new O-ring and a cartridge that we'll put in there once we get the oil drained. Some of the things you'll need: shop towels, socket set, and then definitely a drain pan to drain the oil into. This vehicle does hold 6 quarts, so I've got a 5-quart container, a 1-quart container, and then here's the cartridge filter for this vehicle. There's an interesting stat on my channel. I was looking at my views, who's watching my videos, and 95% of the people viewing my videos aren't subscribers. So if you found this video informative, if you like it at all, be sure to hit that subscribe button for me. I truly appreciate it. Okay, this car is actually missing a cover. There's a cover that goes along the bottom right here on these, and it looks like at some point someone probably took it off and never replaced it, and we're missing a bunch of clips along the front of this too, so I would imagine at some point someone did some stuff and just never put that on. So I'm going to put new body clips on this panel where they're missing along the front here and stuff. But if you have this attached under your vehicle, it's probably bolted on in a couple locations. There's a couple bolt holes right back there, and then body clipped to this front panel through some of these holes here. So just be aware of that. But then once that's done, you're going to get access to the drain plug, which is right there. It's on the driver's side front of the motor. So we're going to get our ratchet out and socket and drain pan and get that loosened up and drain the oil. And we're going to use this ratchet with a 15mm socket. And again, it just goes on this nut, this bolt, the drain pan bolt right here. And you just loosen it. And then go ahead and take that out of the way. We're going to catch all the oil in this oil pan right here. While that's draining, it would be a good time to just check your bolt to make sure that the washer on there, the little rubber seal, is still good. And if you need to replace this, now would be a great time to do so. This is that box of body clips I have, and it's just these push pin clips. And like I said, this car is missing quite a few of those, so I'm going to go through and replace all of the missing ones while I'm under here. Once your oil's drained, you put the bolt back in, wipe it down with your shop rag, clean up any oil or debris that's in the area, and then we're going to go up to the top and get ready to change the filter. And that's where, if you had the body panel, you'd have to put that back together now as well. But again, this one's missing, so that's a step we're going to be skipping. Mr. Pip says it's break time, Dread. And for today's break, we are doing something different. We're doing some Shiner Holiday Cheer. Oh, that's good stuff. To do the oil filter, we're gonna have to remove this cover out of the way. You gotta take the oil filler cap off because it actually holds this in place. And then it's just got some little pin things that like hold it. Well, it's supposed to have pin things that hold it into place, and it just pops out. And then now we can get to that oil filter cartridge right there. And the socket size I'm using to pull this off is a 24mm. It might also be like a 15/16, but that's what's gonna fit on there for me. And I'm gonna go ahead and use my ratchet on there and pull that off really quick. And now you can see, once it's loosened, you're just gonna unthread it, and it's just a cap that will pull off, and the filter sits inside of there. And just like that, and this thing is dirty. our new filter, the Mobile One filter there, comes with the new O-ring that replaces the O-ring right there. So we'll use a pick, get that one out. The filter just kind of pops out and it just like snaps into place down in there. So we'll put the new O-ring on there, the new filter in there, and then we are gonna reassemble. Look at that, I'm just gonna use a pick to get in here and get this old one out. And there's the old one now that we can put off to the side, and then we're just gonna take the new one and put it down in that groove, which is right there along the top of this cap. There we are, new O-ring inserted in the groove all the way around, and then now we just take the new filter and it literally just kind of pushes down on top of that right there. It snaps into place, and there it is. We're gonna wipe this thing down and reassemble it back right over there, and then we're ready to put oil in. Super important, make sure you use a torque wrench and actually torque this down to the correct torque specs, which on this one are like 18 foot-pounds of torque on there. Again, I'll link to all the tools and stuff down below for you guys. So now we've drained the oil, we've changed the filter. Now it's time to fill this thing up with some oil. And you'll wanna make sure you use a funnel to avoid spilling oil all over the engine here. And the capacity on this is 6 quarts, I believe. I'll double check it before I fill it up here. So the capacity is 6 quarts. I verified it. This is a 5-quart jug, and then we got another 1-quart bottle right over there that we'll use to finish topping this off. And just remember, before putting the lid back on there, we do have to put the cover on the vehicle, because that lid for the oil filler neck actually helps hold it in place. There we go. And then what we're gonna do is start the car, let it run a little bit, turn it off, and we'll double check the oil level to make sure it's full on the dipstick right there. And what I always do is I use the old containers from the oil, the new containers that the new oil came in, and then I will put the old oil in there and then take them to a local recycler, most auto parts stores, get rid of it that way. Okay, so now we've done the oil change, and it's time to reset the oil life information center on the dash. And in order to get to that, we've got this little info panel here, and we're gonna hit the I button, which is information. We're gonna click on that until it brings up the oil life option right there, oil life remaining. And then in order to reset it now, there's this check mark right below it. You're gonna press and hold that until it resets to 100%. Right there. So now, oil life remaining 100%. So there's an obvious initial investment in the tools and stuff to do a job like this at home. But if you figure in the amount of oil changes you do a year and what you're gonna save doing this yourself, buying these tools should be high on that priority list. And there you have it. That's how you do an oil change in your Cadillac CTS. And honestly, you can do an oil change based on this video in almost any vehicle you have. So, until next time.
Yeah.